Going back to the question, the next and final part of the question said, how long did it take to the nearest minute for the size of the colony to increase from 2,000 to 3,000? So it said for that increase it wanted to know how long a time period that was. And we know at the moment that t is in hours. Do we know any information already in the question about either of these two points in time, when n is either 2,000 or when n is 3,000? If you look back at the original question, do we know anything about either of those n numbers?
N is 3,000.
Yeah, we already know that n is 3,000 when t equals 20. That was given to us in the question. So what we've got to find out now is when n is 2,000, what t is, and then find the difference between them. So we can use the formula at the very top of the board. And substitute in n is 2,000 into our formula. If you rearrange that, you should be able to find out what t is.
That one we rearranged to make t equals.
Do we have a t equals one earlier on?
Yeah. No?
Just trying to find one we had t equals earlier on.
T over 20 equals, but then surely you can just times that over 20.
Okay, do we have t equals? Yes, we could. Yes, you could have done. You could do that if you wanted to, Laura. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. You could do that if you wanted to. Okay, so any way you like, if you can just solve that to find out what t is. Can you remember how to solve an equation like that? You've got an unknown in the power. What are you going to do to solve the equation? Change it. Introducing something would be helpful. And if you're not sure in the exam of what to do, well, if I cover that bit up a minute, if I'm not sure in the exam of what to do, imagine you have this equation, t to the n equal 8. What's the answer there? What is n? 2 to the power of what is 8? 3. How can you get 3 from your calculator using 2 and 8? If you've forgotten how to sort that out, if you do log of 8 divided by log of 2, that should give you 3. That's how you solve equations where the powers are unknown, by doing logs. So if you use that on what we're doing over here, you should find something that helps you. I'm going to freeze it for those of you in class where it is on the board at the moment.
Would a decimal answer be bad?
No, a decimal answer will not be bad. Not if it's the right decimal. What decimal do you have, Laura?
8.3.
8.3 is correct, I think. That's what I've got
I
here.
don't know what that is in minutes.
Okay, is it exactly 8.3?
No, 7.
Okay,
It's got
so
2
pretty
noughts.
close. Okay, that's correct. Okay, 8.3. That's in hours. Well, how would you convert that to minutes? It's 8 hours, and how would you work out what 0.3 of an hour is?
0.3 times 6.
Yeah, 0.3 times by 60. And what's that?
18.
Yeah. So it's 8 hours, 18 minutes. Everybody happy what's gone on here? Sam?
No.
Okay. So if we just go back up here, that was our original equation. Okay. Move the 1500. When you've got a power you're trying to find out, take logs of both sides. So I've just written log of that side and log of that side. Here, use the laws of logs. If you've got a power inside your log, you can bring that power out to the front. So the rule I've used there is that log of a to the power of b is the same as b log of a. So that's what I've used there. Okay? Then you can move that log to this side and you can rearrange it and you can find out what your T is. So is that the final answer, Laura? 8 hours, 18 minutes?
Oh, no, no?
It's not the final answer. What we now know is that when n was 2000, that happened at 8 hours, 18 minutes. When n was 3000, we knew that happened at 20 hours, and they wanted to know how long it was between them. Because the question said, I find the question, how long did it take to increase? So you just need to work out the difference between those times. And if you get the difference between those times, then you've finished. I would do it in hours and minutes still, Laura. Okay? How long is it from 8 hours, 18 minutes to 20 hours? Anybody have an answer?
I have a minute. Instead of 2 minutes a minute in the question.
Yep, so what have you got?
702 minutes.
Oh, you've kept it in. Okay, I've kept it in hours and minutes, but it's 11 hours and 42 minutes to the nearest minute. But yeah, if you multiplied it up. What did you say? 702 minutes. Okay.
I got that as well.
Okay. So, that was a wordy question. That took me 3 pages to sort out. Okay, but that's the sort of questions you may get in the exam on differential equations. So I'm just going to pause there and we'll start the next example in a minute.